East Podcast, WATP.
This is a show hosted by Andrew Schulz and Charlamagne the God. And so this is one of those big shows, big audience, big set. I think I counted maybe 5 people in the actual room they're recording it. There's the 2 hosts, and then there's, I think, 3 producers.
Yeah, because there's not enough noise going on. In this.
No, they need a lot more things going on.
So they're all producers? I guess that's what you call people that just sit around and yell random shit during your show.
Well, there's always
no offense, producer Chris.
But Joe Rogan, for some reason, started the precedent that you have to have a guy who just Googles stuff. Yeah. So there's a guy they just yell out questions to, and then that person Googles, or maybe that's the Garrel Taylor.
It is. The amount of times the guy said goo-goo instead of Google made me crazy. Everything is goo-goo-dat, goo-goo-dat, goo-goo-dat the whole time. And they're just finding things that are not interesting and playing other shows and other content on their show, which I understand YouTube has an issue with, except in the case of this show.
Well, the way they do it, it's really obnoxious. I'll get into that.
Okay.
And Charlamagne the God, for as famous as he is, he has the morning show on Sirius. He's been on the radio forever. He started his own radio company. He can't talk real good. It's crazy to me.
You don't think so?
How much he butchers the English language. But the first thing I want to point out, the thing I picked up on, is Andrew Schulz is just over the top, having way too much fun. More fun than anything they're saying or doing merits in any single way. And I played on the last episode, we did our teaser, and I played the very beginning of the episode where it highlights one of those times. Well, this is actually in the episode. This is how it happens organically. And so Charlamagne, they're talking to Taylor, the woman who's there to Google stuff. And Charlamagne makes a comment, and Andrew Schulz loses his mind over it.
I'm trying to say,
just Google the trailer.
Oh, it's on the trailer.
Yeah, Google the trailer for Drive.
Is that an example of what you're talking about, Doug?
Google. Yeah, just Google that.
We hit that pretty quickly. All right.
I'm trying to say,
just Google the trailer.
Oh, it's on the trailer.
Yeah, Google the trailer for Drive. You look buff today, Taylor. You look diesel as shit. You look like you wearing that shit Drake wearing on stage. You don't think so?
I've never seen Charlamagne got let me tell you something. He got no control of what's everything above the neck. He cannot control. Below the neck, maybe, but this shit right here. He looked at you. He saw a certain angle. Hey, you look buff today, Taylor. His autism just slipped right out. Taylor, you look buff today. Hey, what do you deadlift, Taylor?
Don't look like that. She got that shirt Drake be wearing on stage, man.
The next time anyone criticizes this show for laughing at ourselves, I am just going to pull that clip out and go, nobody laughs at themselves more than Andrew Schulz. Holy shit.
I'm trying to think of the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, was there
South
ever
Park?
like an Opie and Anthony bit or a Howard Stern thing where I was laughing that hard? I can't imagine.
Yeah.
And Carl, the thing is, you played just a segment of this. It goes on for, clocked it, 3.5 minutes.
My next clip is called
this.
My next clip is called "It's Still Going." Okay, it's still fucking going.
He said, Taylor, you look buff.
Also, the other thing I want to point out for people who are watching the show, I want you to look at Andrew's posture because it bugs the fuck out of me. I don't like the chairs they have. It's a nice set. But those chairs don't look comfortable to sit in and broadcast from. Like, sit up. Why is everyone trying to slouch and do a show?
All I can think of is Richard Dreyfuss on
Yeah, right. He's almost falling onto the floor.
Yeah, right.
And when you say it's a nice set, it looks like the room you would wander in at the beginning of the Haunted Mansion ride at Disney World. Like, it's very bizarre. It looks so fake.
It's very fake. I thought you were going to say it looks like the first room you walk into when you're watching Ghostbusters, because it's like they're in a library for some reason. Not really sure why. But the window has, I don't even know what's outside that window.
That's a ghost. I think.
Oh, that makes sense then, actually. Okay.
He said, Taylor, you look buff.
That's so funny.
No protective
buff is
hairstyle.
great.
You look diesel.
You don't go. You know,
She look diesel as shit.
mid-sentence. He was talking about bullets of Gerard's feet getting sucked or something. Looked at you.
She get all them muscles in a week.
Damn, Taylor, you look buff.
I think he really wants Charlamagne to like him. Because why would you laugh so hard at someone? Unless you really wanted them to be your friend really bad. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable.
Read the room. He's not reacting.
Well, yeah, he's not really reacting. The other producers are like, okay, like, well, yeah, all right. And he just keeps going on and on about it. And by the way, I want to point out, people who are listening to this, they never show Taylor. So if there's some visual gag, we're not seeing it. We don't know what the fuck is happening here to make this so funny. If it is funny, which I doubt. I can't imagine that it is.
Yeah, dude's a spaz kid.
He really is. Yeah, he's freaking out. Okay. So at the beginning of this episode, this is a recent episode, there's a very fake conversation that they're having because Andrew Schulz just sold out the Forum. It holds 17,000 or 18,000 people out in LA. Very impressive. He's doing stand-up comedy, sells out an arena. So this is something that you guys could have a conversation about. Like, wow, you just played the Forum. That's pretty cool. But instead, they just make it super superficial.
You did the Forum this weekend.
Forum was crazy.
How did it feel?
Crazy, amazing. Thank you so much, everybody that came out. That was awesome.
How did it feel?
I didn't feel anything until I drove up and I saw it in the distance. And the Forum, like when you look at Madison Square Garden or you look at a lot of like arenas that are like in a city, they're like all blocked by other massive buildings. Mm-hmm. But the Forum
Good observation.
It looks like the fucking Roman Coliseum. It has the columns and the red behind it. And then it's this massive parking lot around it. So it's the only structure in a 5-mile radius.
Probably not true.
And that was kind of profound.
That's what Magic won rings.
And
that's what Kareem won rings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Magic was probably in the showers taking beautiful women down in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I just did a comedy. I thought we were talking about my comedy show. Now we're going to talk about Magic and Kareem winning basketball games and fucking girls. All right. No, let's go that direction with it, Charlotte. That's fine.
80s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. You had to feel something.
Well, they did a renovation since then.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did they sanitize the
think
place?
that's what they did. I don't even think they renovated it. I think they just did Purell.
I don't understand how this is content. Like, these guys just talk about anything and everything. The takes are the coldest takes I've ever heard on a show before. But I also feel like this is what people listen to, right? Like when I just talk to random idiots and they say they listen to podcasts, I get a sense that it is just this. It's people just talking about anything that's in the news, finding random headlines to just comment on, and not like they know nothing about any of the topics that they discuss, but nothing's off the table. They'll gladly take 5-10 minutes and talk about women's basketball when they clearly don't understand the game or the NCAA or how any of this works.
I have a whole package on that.
Can I jump in with just one thing? Because I want people to understand what this show is. Because, like, you put in notes or a description of your show, right? Everybody normally does.
Sure.
I want to read you a description of one of their shows that is up in Apple Podcasts. Okay. In this episode, Charlamagne the God and Andrew Schulz discuss varieties of topics, including gun ownership, the appreciation of studs, live comedy special, Jake Paul's boxing match on Netflix with Mike Tyson, Mike Tyson's invincibility, Drea Michelle's pregnancy and age and attraction. They discuss potential regulations and legislation around social media, including the need for licensing and accountability for content creator. Also, the dangers of AI-generated misinformation and fake news discussed, as well as the vulnerability of older generations to scams and manipulation techniques. The importance of building a brand for business is emphasized, along with the potential impact of third-party candidates in elections. This is bananas. Why?
You were asking what all these producers are doing. 3 of them are writing the show descriptions, obviously. Right. That's a lot.
Then they put timestamps in for everything. Licensing and accountability for content creators. 43 seconds on that topic.
Oh, check this out.
Vulnerability of older generations Fox News. 1 minute, 57 seconds. And the desire for third-party candidates in politics, which I assume people could discuss for hours.
Sure.
They spend 58 seconds on it.
Way to belabor the point.
It's amazing because the most recent episode I was looking through the list of topics, and one of them is the Joker 2 trailer. And I went, what's their is their take on that? Check this out. This is the entire segment, Joker 2 trailer.
Man, this Joker 2 trailer look crazy.
Talk to me now.
Nah, this look dope. Joe Queen Phoenix back as the Joker. Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn. I fucks with that. What else we got, Taylor?
That was it. That was the entire segment. Joe Queen Phoenix is back as the Joker.
That's incredible.
Wow. Good stuff, guys. I'm glad you included that. And like you said, it's in the rundown. And there is a link to it in the description if you want to go right to just Joker 2 trailer. There it is. And you can watch what we just saw. It's crazy. So I mentioned before, Charlamagne the God, radio professional, should be able to pronounce words correctly, should know it's Joaquin Phoenix. Probably, guy's been famous for a minute. And listen to this.
Yeah, you decided to just eviscerate. Is that the word? Eviscerate.
Eviscerate. I like eviscerate.
Yeah.
I eviscerated, bro. Hey, 3 times New York Times best-selling author right here.
I've never claimed to be able to pronounce nothing. You eviscerate. Why do you keep doing that to me? Why do you keep doing this word I can't pronounce to me?
What is that posture? What's he doing?
I don't know.
This yes-anding is ridiculous, too. No, I actually like it when you mispronounce the word. I think that's even funnier.
Oof.
Do you?
But you're right, that posture's uncomfortable and
is.
really strange. Like, this setting is not working for them. I don't know, put them behind a table or something like that.
Yeah, put him on a stool so he can't roll all over the fucking place. It's too comfortable. I think it's the problem. All right, so they're talking about the set that he did at the Forum. And he brought jokes that were just for the LA crowd. And so they're going to actually play the joke. Now, I've never seen this before. I've never seen a comedian watching his own performance on his show. But that's what we're going to see because they want to tell Taylor about this one joke that was at Meek Mill's expense.
Play the joke, Taylor. This is a perfectly executed cultural hip-hop joke.
Where is the joke at?
Oh my God, Taylor.
Greatest producer in all podcasting. Greatest producer in all podcasting.
One thing Taylor's going to do is going to keep you humble. Just go to his page and go to his page,
Where
Taylor.
is the joke?
You see Diddy's house right there.
See, why is it funny that she wasn't prepared with the clip? Who's enjoying that?
Definitely Andrew.
Yeah, well, yes. Andrew
Enjoys everything.
Yes, he was applauding it.
Too much
They're having
too much
a
candy.
great time. Yeah, they love what they do, and I just don't understand why anyone else would.
I've said it before on the show. I'll say it again. I'll never forget the compliment the Isotopes got when we played at Darien Lake. The director of the amusement park sent us a thank you card that said, it looked like you guys are having a lot of fun up there. It's like, could have said, we enjoyed it.
That's the bottom of the barrel.
Music was good. I would have taken great mix. I would have accepted that. Yeah. But you guys look like you're having a lot of fun up there. Thanks, asshole.
Matching outfits.
Appreciate it. All right, so this is embarrassing. This might be cringe of the week level because not only is Andrew Schulz watching his stand-up show, but he's laughing at the punchlines.
Oh.
He's cracking up at the jokes that he just delivered this past weekend.
You break down the door, he's butt naked on the couch. Meek Mill sitting on his lap, just petting him like a Maltese cat. Meek Mill crying, oh no, wait a minute, I thought you was finished. nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. I can't be stopped now. It's your asshole tonight.
Jesus Christ, man. God damn. If there was a nuclear weapon in the form of a joke.
Stop it.
I mean, God damn, man.
What just happened?
Have you ever seen anything like that before? I would be embarrassed to be like, oh yeah, no, I put up on my Instagram, check it out. I got some cool highlights from the show. It was great. Everyone really enjoyed it. Instead of just like, yeah, play that joke, and Andrew's like, yeah, look at that, killing it.
Yeah, back it up. Wait.
Yeah, no one enjoys Andrew more than Andrew. That's for sure.
Oh my God.
If this were one of those shows, and we've covered them before, where they have to hit an hour for advertising, and then they're like, well, you know what we put in our hour? This would make sense, but they go for like 2 hours. I started to listen to an episode where they read a children's book. They just read it. That's how the episode started. They read a children's book for 5 minutes, thought it was the most amazing thing they've ever read.
Was it a book about pronouns, or are you watching queer kid stuff? Are you confused?
It was pretty bad, and it was pretty lame, and they were nearly in tears because the white douchebag, like, he just had a kid, so that was what that episode was all about, is how great it is to be a dad, and he made his 3-week-old smile, and it was the greatest thing in his entire life.
Fuck your kid.
All right.
Yep.
Well, we're not done with praising the stand-up performance and this amazing joke that he told the previous weekend.
I mean, it's just a phenomenal joke. It's one of those jokes, even if you're the main victim of the joke.
Gotta give it up. It's comedy. This is comedy, man.
You gotta chuckle.
Then you gotta laugh at that.
Great fucking joke. Poor Meek, man.
Yo, you keep bringing Meek in. What about Shohei Otani?
I don't even know who the fuck that was.
So that's why this.
I didn't know who that was.
So this is deep.
Okay.
This is deep cut.
So he goes, what about the Shohei Otani joke that I did after that? And Charlamagne the God says, I don't know who that is. Otani is the greatest baseball player in 5 generations. He's comparatively possibly better than Babe Ruth. He's the only baseball player I've ever seen in my life who's the best pitcher and the best hitter. It doesn't happen.
And Carl, if he had said that, that would be hilarious. But it's like he doesn't want to offend his friend, so he says that's a deep cut. I can't think of a cut that is less deep than that. My wife has never watched a pitch of baseball before. And she's like, did you hear about that Japanese guy who was betting on the game?
Well, right, and
like,
he's on the news right now because his translator was bet like $700 million or some crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
And so now they're trying to figure out, well, did Otani, is he the one who's gambling? Is it this guy? So it's all in the news, and that's what the joke was about. And Charlamagne goes, yeah, I don't know anything about that. He's like, well, it's a deep cut. You know, it's just for the LA people. What? What are you talking about? That's ridiculous. But then he explains that he had another joke about Otani, but he didn't put it in the clip that we saw.
I cut it on the clip, but I had another one because I kind of fucked it up. But they call him the Japanese Babe Ruth, or as I call him, the Great Bamboo Stick.
Fucking terrorist, man. Fucking terrorist. This is a terrorist right here, man. But once again, Andrew Schulz is out hip-hopping all the black comedians.
I have to say, I've seen Andrew Schultz's like Netflix thing that he did, and a bunch of stuff that he's done I've enjoyed. I thought he was a funny guy, but he's convincing me otherwise now.
Yeah, I think where all the laughter's coming from, they don't really care for each other that much, but
It
they
doesn't
really
seem-
love themselves.
It doesn't seem real at all.
No, it doesn't seem real. And his uncomfortable it's like a child with ADHD who just can't sit still. Like, if you're on video, if your entire show's video, he's scratching his own back at points. He's constantly shifting. It's like he's just waiting to get out of there.
So, Podcast Cringe is a YouTube channel that does a great job of breaking down these various shows and what's happening between the big players in podcasting. And Andrew Schulz was recently on the Joe Rogan Experience. And Podcast Cringe was going through the comments now that Joe Rogan's back on YouTube, and the comment section is now up and running again for the show. Check this out.
Schulz is officially a clown. The comment section on YouTube was absolutely wild. I've never seen so much negativity towards a JRE guest compared to this. Here are just a few to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Wow, the comments are so negative, I thought that Bert was on. 3 minutes in, and he's already had 2 fake Schultz epiphanies. He tries to pretend to be interested and have deep insights, like he read How to Win Friends and Influence People for Dummies.
Oh, that's actually a really good call. That whole ass kicking, like we were talking about with Charla, is just like, you don't know who Otani is? Like, that's a perfect time to bust someone's balls.
Yes.
The guy's wearing a shirt of an NCAA women's basketball player, and he doesn't know who Otani is. That's a really good time to bust someone's balls. And just, God, don't worry about it, man. No one knows that.
That's what I kind of thought. I was like, oh, well, maybe this guy just doesn't watch sports. No, he goes on and on about the NCAA tournament and basketball.
Yes. Oh, this is a perfect comment right here.
Yeah.
Nobody gives it up for Andrew like Andrew.
Correct.
Watch Schultz say a bunch of nothing while trying to sound intelligent. Damn, the internet really flipped on this guy. Jamie, pull up the documentary Andrew made about how successful he is, where he cries about his achievements. Andrew is the exact type of guy that thinks comedians are modern-day philosophers. Just coming here for the comments, roasting both Andrew's haircut and enormous ego.
And, that reminds me, I remember we played a clip, I think it was on Who Are These Socials. Blind Mike and I were playing this clip where he brought his dad to Madison Square Garden the night before he had sold it out. To be like, can you believe it, Dad? Here we are. And they're like standing center court. And it's like, what kind of self-congratulating video is this?
Don't put that out there. Do that privately.
Yeah, do it privately.
Totally
That's cool. It's a moment. I guess his dad has Alzheimer's and doesn't remember stuff or whatever. So there was like a deeper meaning, but I'm just watching it going, what a douche. Yeah. What a fucking douche nozzle.
Yeah. Plus, you can just tell your dad. You don't even have to do it and be like, remember that, Dad? If he's got Alzheimer's, whatever.
Yeah, you don't have to go to the arena.
Yeah. In fact, you could make up more impressive shit.
Yeah. And that bizarre, like, I love the fact that somebody talked about his bizarre alt-right haircut and, like, villain of the Rocketeer mustache that he's got.
Now that's a deep pull.
Andrew's moustache isn't allowed within 500 feet of the school. That's actually the top comment. Guests like him make me appreciate the comment section being back. I could honestly fill a whole video just reading the comments from this episode,
douche.
and I wouldn't even scratch the surface.
That's him posing for a photo.
Oh, no. So embarrassing.
Should I put my hand on my balls or just one testicle? I'll just do the one testicle.
I like the pinch roll. Isn't that what that's called?
Yeah.
Yep, pinch and roll. Yep.
Good stuff. All right. So then they start talking about crazy game shows in Japan. And apparently there's this show in Japan, or so they say, where the contestants have to sing karaoke while getting jerked off by a chick, and you have to try to get through the song before you bust a nut.
Okay.
All right. So that's the setup for this next clip.
It was just a regular Japanese. They run a lot of Japanese programming. The game shows are nuts in Japan.
But they got the nerve to talk about Western civilization and how bad we are, and they banning our shit from TikTok over there, and they showing shit
China.
like that.
That's China. This is Japan.
Oh,
Japan stays wilding now. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
Yeah.
Charlamagne the God doesn't know the difference between Japan and China. That's fucking nuts, right?
He doesn't know the difference. Also, before this, the guy first started talking about there was a game show he was watching where a gay porn star had to suck the dick of a straight guy and try and get him to completion.
Right.
And then after this entire conversation, Charlamagne's like, I'm pretty sure it's illegal to be gay in Japan. Like out of nowhere. And I'm like, no, it was apparently a game show that was on TV. I don't think it's illegal.
Yeah. That was hilarious because everyone, the producers, Schultz, everyone was like, yeah, I'm not sure.
Yep.
No one wanted to be like, what?
You fucking stupid asshole. I'll see myself out.
All right. So because they're talking about Japanese and genitalia, of course, we have to go into the porn in Japan.
They blur private parts in there.
Well, I think
they blur it. They did blur it.
I think they had to.
Little blurs?
Very
All right, so Charlamagne just made a small penis joke. Little blurs.
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
It went right over Schultz because listen to how he responds to this.
substantial blurs. Very good.
Little tiny
Hey,
blurs.
capping in their blurs. They blur up to here. Hey, come on, Japan.
I also love the thing. I've seen this happen many times where people have to act dumb. they're like, I've read somewhere that they have to blur out the genitalia in Japan. I don't know. Like someone told me that, or is that true? I don't know. It's like, no, you know exactly why you know that.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
We all know it.
We all know it. We all know why we know it. Stop it with that shit. Because what happens is you go, oh, that chick's hot. And you go, oh. We all know how we know that. So you were talking before, Doug, when we were setting this up, about how they go and they play clips of other shows or they play other shows, but they do it in an odd manner. I did not doctor this in any single way. They're talking about Jon Stewart had a take on The Daily Show about this picture that Donald Trump put out on Truth Social. And they say, like, oh, let's listen to Jon Stewart's take. I want to hear what you think about this. Like, that's literally how they set this up.
Right.
I want you to hear this, Schultz. I want you to tell me what you think about what Jon Stewart said. We are a ridiculous society, man.
Hog-tied? I don't know, hog-tied.
I think the scales are broken.
So what's going on there? So they're obviously fearful of playing the audio. They don't want Comedy Central to take it down or something. It's a YouTube copyright thing. What's going on?
I am so glad this is what's happening when it's visual, because I don't consume my podcast that way. I listen to this in the car, and you could hear the entire audio, you know, if you're just listening to it on Apple.
So they have to do this for YouTube.
Yeah, so that's why I was like, wait, how are they playing these on their YouTube channel? But what? Why are they not, like, why did they include this?
Well,
just
the
cut
vast
this
majority
out.
of people are watching this on YouTube. Hundreds of thousands of people watch this on YouTube.
Right.
And the whole thing was, I want you to hear this and then tell me what your take is on what Jon Stewart's saying. And then you can't hear what Jon Stewart said.
And they sit there in silence.
Yeah, well, they sped it up. So they're just sitting there like listening to it, and then they're giggling a little bit.
You didn't do that.
I didn't do that at all.
That up.
No.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's
All
what I
right,
mean. That's what this show is. And this happens multiple times when they put things on that they don't own the rights to. And I mean, the whole YouTube copyright thing is very frustrating for a lot of YouTubers. Joe Rogan's feeling the pain again as he's back on. He was like, Jesus, what the fuck? What can we do? But there is fair use. They should be able to play a clip of Jon Stewart on their show and react to it.
But that's the thing that they don't do, which is they don't do interesting reactions to these things. They'll play entire 2-3 minute long clips of TV shows and, you know, trailers for movies, and then they have nothing to say about it during or after.
Because they're not prepared. Because they haven't prepped any of this stuff. They just show up and, there's something going on with Jon Stewart. Let's watch it. Okay.
This is not a show.
All right. So let's get into, we've teased it. I know everyone's excited to hear about Charla's take on the NCAA women's basketball tournament. And I just want to ask, I'm going to ask you, Doug.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of the women's basketball games?
I did not, no.
Okay. See how quickly he answered that? Mm-hmm. He knew he hadn't seen it, and he went, no, I didn't watch any of it. Watch Andrew Schulz as the wheels turn. He tries to figure out how he's supposed to answer this question.
Did you watch any of the women's college basketball games, Schultz?
Nope.
It sounded like Krusty.
Well, I think in his mind he's thinking, because like I said, Charlamagne the God is wearing a shirt with a basketball, women's basketball.
Am I going to be in trouble?
Yeah. So he's thinking just like, oh shit, I probably should be watching that for my black friend. But then he's like, but then anybody quiz me, so I can't say I did.
I want to say yes, but then he'll ask me questions that I won't have answers for.
Colin, did you go to that party the other night?
Yeah, there was a buzzer beater.
I didn't see you there.
Yeah, I mean, I was in blackface.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk later.
All right, so this is crazy. The takes on here are ridiculous.
I told you 3 years ago, maybe it was last year. I think it was last year. I told you last year during the Final Four that women's college basketball is absolutely, positively one of the best things going today.
No, you called it.
I want to go on the record right now and say that I believe women's college basketball is more exciting than the NBA.
Bullshit.
That's retarded.
Oh, sorry.
I already had that covered. So there's this thing that's happening right now. There's this cultural phenomenon where everyone has to say women's basketball, college basketball is amazing and compelling and entertaining, and we're all glued to it. I'm sure you filled out a couple of different brackets for the women's tournament, Doug. I hope you won some money this year.
No.
Perfect. But to say it's more exciting than the NBA, layups are not more exciting than alley-oops.
None of those players would agree with you.
No. It's the dumbest thing ever. And I don't even like the NBA. There's no defense. It's not a great product, but it's a billion times better than women's college basketball.
Did you get into his one reason? His only reason is because it's one and done.
Yep,
and I'm like, no, dude, that's the tournament. They have to play in-season games.
Right. Yeah, no, I know. It's so
you
stupid.
don't watch any of those. Nobody watches any of that stuff.
No, they definitely do not. But yes,
they don't watch it for the men either.
This is the clip.
I think the tournament aspect of it, where you're one and done, adds a different level of urgency.
Yeah, it's exciting.
You know?
For sure, it's exciting.
Adds a different level
excited.
of urgency. I think you're right. That's the word. Exciting.
Yeah.
It's just more exciting.
Andrew can't even fake excitement.
I know.
This guy was jumping up and down when he made a joke about the producer being buff.
Right.
And then they're like, what about women's basketball? She's like, no, it's great.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with me, though. Can we get back to me?
The clip where he said you called it and he's picking at his own fingernails while he's saying it is really great.
What a douche.
And I just want to point this out because, yes, tournaments are exciting. That's why the NCAA tournament is such a big deal. It's why they call it March Madness, because you have these crazy upsets and these games that happen, and like this team that's supposed to win it all gets beat by these losers. Like, wow, that's crazy. Now they're out of the tournament. But I have to say this, and I am not trying to have any exaggeration here. This isn't hyperbole.
Okay.
If the team that won, South Carolina, I think, won the women's basketball tournament. They played against Iowa in the finals. If they went up against UConn, the men's team that won, it would be a shutout. I'm not joking.
Those broads are that good?
The final... The final score would be 120-0. There's no way they would get a shot off against men. And we have to all sit here and act like these women are so good at basketball. It's unbelievable. Caitlin Clark, she's so good at basketball.
The thing that I have a problem with is if you enjoy it, if you enjoy the tournament, if you enjoy women's basketball, that's totally fine, but you don't need to compare it to the NBA. Just be like, I watched it, I enjoyed it, it was entertaining, it was fine. You don't have to say like women's college basketball is better than the NBA because I can name 4 players out of, I think there are over 5,000 players at the D1 level in women's basketball. I don't understand how that makes it better.
And I think that's why I'm annoyed with this narrative that we have. Because if you just said, it's entertaining, they're putting out a good product, it's competitive, okay. But they have to act like it's the greatest thing anyone's ever seen. It's the same thing when the fucking Women's World Cup comes around, soccer, and everyone has to act like fucking women playing soccer is exciting. It's not. I can promise you that.
Dude, it's not just sports either. It's everything.
I would say for any soccer, anybody that flips their lid over MLS and they're just like, this is better than basketball and baseball. And did you see the attendance for that? No, stop. Just say you like a dumb sport. It's okay.
No, I'm actually a soccer fan. I'm just saying.
I'm talking about you.
Yeah, fair enough. But no, Charlamagne is all in.
You see, I'm sitting here rocking my Malaysia for Wiley shirt.
Who's that?
Malaysia for Wiley.
Who's that?
She's a freshman at the University of South Carolina.
She's an 18-year-old girl plays basketball in South Carolina. You didn't know that? That's the guy who didn't know who Otani was. It's fucking unbelievable.
South Carolina. Baller. Future star. Don Staley says she's a generational talent.
Well, then it must be true. Pretty good stuff.
Deuce Staley's sister said that?
All right, so now they're watching a post-game press conference with these collegiate athletes. And I think at this point, Andrew just cannot take it anymore. Because they're watching this, and Charlamagne is like really into it. And watch how Andrew
He's
just
sliding out of his chair.
Yes. But watch Andrew's reaction after he's like trying to take this seriously.
You believe in yourself. The leap that I took from my freshman to sophomore year, Angel gave me that confidence to go be a dog. Playing next to a dog every day. And, you know, just to see how the media ridicule her.
Shut up.
Went
Shut
through
the
our
fuck
problems,
up,
but like,
Andrew
this is my
Schultz.
sister right here. And I'm so proud of her. Like,
So this woman's just going, the media is calling her my teammate out, but she's so great and she made me great. And Andrew's going, what are we doing? Why do we care?
This is absolutely fascinating. Carl, next time I come on, please, you watch and I will listen because they cut that out.
Oh, they didn't play that?
Yeah, they played the press conference. They didn't include him laughing or him telling him to shut up. It's not in there at all.
That's
I was
fucking
waiting.
funny.
I was listening to this going, what are they going to do? How are they going to react? Wow, this is all new to me.
That's
Man.
hilarious. I'm so glad that we got to check out the two different products that are out there because, and you can see it on his face too, where he's just like, I can't take this anymore. They played so much in his press conference too, and it's like, whatever. And then, so I guess the controversy here, because the one woman, I forget her name, but the one woman is just like, people are sexualizing me and they're criticizing me and that's my personal life and blah, blah, blah. And so these guys have a brilliant solution. Our boy Charlotte comes up with a great solution for this.
These motherfuckers are asking you questions about your personal life on that motherfucking stage. Man, you know what every team needs? They need a professional suck my dick representative. So you need a person on the stage that's like a PR, but their job is to strictly say suck my dick.
That's
when you get
fire.
asked a question that you don't want to motherfucking be asked that don't got nothing to do with what we're
That's
doing.
fire.
If I'm here to talk about basketball and you ask me some other shit,
Suck
how do
my
you
dick.
feel about these alleged nudes of yours we're leaking?
I got this one. Suck my dick.
That's it.
That's all you gotta say. Suck my dick.
That's it. Boom. Hot take.
I like that he goes, oh, that's fire. Hey, Charlotte, you're onto something there. That's fire. Good stuff. This
Really
is an
smart.
awkward show. I described this show as awkward. It's very bizarre, these two. They have a weird working relationship, it would appear to me.
I mean, I just thought it was a bunch of nonsense, but now that I'm watching them, it makes it so much more awkward.
Yes. Yeah, because the posture, like I said, they don't look comfortable. I don't feel comfortable watching it. I feel like I shouldn't be.
I like how the library scene kind of contrasts how stupid they are.
Yes. So they're called, the name of the show is Brilliant Idiots. And I think that's one of the things that Andrew Schultz thinks he has all these hot takes and is this modern day philosopher. So at the end of every show, they look at the chat and the chat asks them questions and they answer the questions. So here's an example of an Ask an Idiot.
Let's do this one last question, man. Classic Grant. This is a great way to end the podcast. How do you guys think the world would end? Natural disasters. I don't know if he's asking us which natural disaster would end it or how do we think things are going to end, period.
I mean, based off today, I think that Taylor balls up her fist and slams on the ground and the earth splits in half.
Like fucking yeah.
That's what I think.
It's about to happen now.
It's got you laughing over there, Andrew. He couldn't wait for that callback. So remember when we were all cracking up laughing at that thing earlier? No, that was just you. It's still not funny, but thank you for that. Good stuff.
Cracking up would be acceptable. He was losing his fucking mind over it.
He was running around. Yeah. He was literally running around. I can't imagine if you said something. You've got some zingers over the years. I mean, I've definitely enjoyed some of your commentary. Could you imagine if I got up out of my chair and repeating it? Dove over the pool table? Wow! Running in circles. Fucking crazy.
Repeating it 3 minutes later as though this is still going on and worth
That
it.
doesn't happen organically.
No,
ever.
These guys are trying real hard. One more clip I have on here. This is from the most recent episode that just came out. And I guess Meek Mill.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This same episode, I'm shocked you didn't pull this. Maybe you skipped it or something like that. At one point...
Never criticized the host of the show that
No,
invited you on as a guest.
I can't believe you fucked up, Carl.
I think you're breaking up, Doug.
Yeah,
it's kind of windy over there.
There is a point, and I think it was this episode, maybe it was another one that I listened to, they're having a debate about whether rabbits lay eggs or not.
Jesus Christ.
And half the people there, I think, legitimately thought rabbits laid eggs.
Oh, boy.
And if they're doing it as a joke, it falls completely flat.
Right.
And
Because
if
they're
they
too
actually
stupid.
if they actually think that, nobody should ever watch this show ever again.
Yeah, but isn't that the charm that like the Brendan Schaubs and the Chris D'Elias that they go for? There's like, can you believe how dumb I am? Like some people pull it off, Theo Von, but most people are just like, yes, I can believe how dumb you are. It's annoying. Stop it.
Yeah. Get smart.
Yeah, none of it was convincing. But also, I was thinking, are they just fucking around? Like you can't get to that point in your life. These guys are about 40 years old.
Yeah,
and think that rabbits lay eggs.
Rabbits don't lay eggs, right?
I don't think so.
Well, now I'm questioning everything. These guys are brilliant idiots. I don't know what to believe.
All right, so Meek Mill's been talked about a lot lately because of the Diddy stuff that's been going around. He's not too happy about people thinking that him and Diddy were having gay sex. But it didn't stop him from going to WrestleMania. And so these guys are going to respond to a tweet that Meek Mill put out. And I have no idea what they're talking about. They're not good with explaining the context of anything.
You can see thing. Meek Mill, come on, let's talk about it.
Wait. Let me play it first.
Which one is this?
I'll leave Meek alone.
I just wanted to. This is a learning lesson. I don't care about the rest of this shit. Let me tell you something.
What are they laughing at?
I don't know.
I don't know.
A learning lesson, also known as a lesson.
A learning lesson. Yeah, good point. But I just want to point out, so we're watching this, and you heard that really quick audio sample go in, and then they lost their minds. We don't see anything.
Right.
But they're going to show it now in a minute, so maybe that'll help.
Let me tell you something about life, man. There are certain people who just need Curb Your Enthusiasm style shows. Just turn the goddamn camera on and follow them around and let's be entertained.
What does he think Curb Your Enthusiasm is? A
documentary.
He just described a docuseries.
Yeah.
You know, like Curb Your Enthusiasm. I was really glad that Larry David got out of prison at the end of that.
I always get Curb Your Enthusiasm and that Honey Boo Boo show confused when people bring them up.
Yeah. I think it's Jeff Garland that you're confusing the two.
Right.
Meek is one. Man, let me hear that. This is Meek at WrestleMania, and The Rock is unconscious, right? Yeah. And Meek is good.
Knock Rock out. Get up, Rock.
Man, shout out to Meek.
Yo, how did Rock not break character though? How did he not chuckle? Why he's?
Have these idiots never seen wrestling before?
It would appear that way.
The audience yells things out like "Get up," all the time, and they're like, "Can you believe this? This guy's yelling at the pro wrestlers in front of him." Yeah, that's what the audience does.
Normally, it's just silent with polite applause.
Well done.
Yes.
But why are they losing their minds? As
I don't
though
know.
This is the greatest thing ever to happen in wrestling, in sports, I don't understand.
That's what I was trying to figure out this whole time.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what are we all excited about. But it's one of these things, and I think there's a lot of shows like this. They tend to be West Coast shows, and they just have like a lot of noises and bright colors. There's a lot of stuff on the walls behind the people. They move around a lot. They move their hands up. They get loud and they quiet. And it just entertains the masses for some reason. It's like
that's
a
the thing.
fireworks
Like,
show.
I'll listen to a comedian on a podcast just talk about random things that they don't really know anything about, and they're just riffing off of headlines in the news and stuff like that because it's funny and because it's entertaining. And for some reason, these guys think they can do that. They can't.
Right. Everyone thinks they can do that. Most people cannot.
Yeah.
Most people are not Tim Dillon.
Who are these podcasts?